Welcome to another episode of Numismatic Notes with Benjamin. I'm sharing with you tonight a Canadian $20 bill, and before I spend too much time with it, I want to let the more eagle-eyed amongst you know that I know that you know that this is not a pristine banknote. But like so many people who have a bruise or a tear or a stain or a scar, it has a much more interesting story because it is not brand new. I was a young teenager when I visited Canada for the very first time more than 30 years ago. And I'll never forget walking into that 7-Eleven and being shocked at things that were priced and labeled in English and in French. I never dreamed that 20 years later I'd be in Oklahoma and it'd be the same with English and Spanish. That being said, one of the notes I brought home was this $20 bill. So it's seen some use, and it wasn't clean when I got it, but it was stunningly beautiful, and that is why I kept it. I want to give a shout out to a fellow member of Numista by the name of The Poet, who was very encouraging with me whenever I first started making my videos and was one of my first fans. I really appreciate his kind words, and I hope our friendship continues to develop, and that we got a lot in common. We both think that these notes of Canada are absolutely stunningly beautiful. And I'm wanting to share tonight with you a Canadian $20 bill. It measures 152 by 70 millimeters, and it was printed by the Canadian Banknote Company. You can see that it has a single color on this side, but when we turn the note around, you'll see that there are multiple colors in the note. The banknote book gives this note the designation of B356, while the standard catalog of World Paper Money designates this note as a PIC 93. I got additional information from Wikipedia and from pjsims's.com at AU website, where he discusses the portraits of the Queen. I decided to share these personal things at the beginning because although I get lots of likes, I can look at my analytics and I see that half y'all don't even really watch the whole video. I wish you would, but I wanted to get those important things said out of the way at the beginning. We're going to start on the back of this note. This is a note, and anything you see written is going to be in English or in French. The image shown is that of the Valley of the Ten Peaks and Moraine Lake in Banff National Park in the province of Alberta. Banff National Park was Canada's very first national park. It was established in 1885, and it was located in the middle of the Rockies of Alberta. It is approximately 6,641 square kilometers of natural beauty. It is also a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Very close to Lake Louise, this moraine lake can be seen ensconced in the Valley of the Ten Peaks. The 10 peaks were originally named by a man by the name of Samuel Allen, and the peaks were simply the First Nation words for the numerals 1 through 10. This secluded valley was once part of the homeland of the Stoney or the Nakota Native people, or nation. I guess they call them the first people in Canada, who in turn were actually kin of the Assiniboine Nation. Over time, all but 3 of the mountains have gained numberless monikers. Pardon my original native name pronunciation, but here they are. From the east to the west, the mountains were originally named Hiji, Num, Yamni, Tansa, Sapta, Shapi, Shagawa, Shaknova, Neptuak, and Winkchimna. They now go by Mount Fay, Mount Little, Mount Bolin, Tansa, which is the same as the native name, Mount Perrin, Mount Allen, Mount Tuzo, Deltaform Mountain, Neptuak Mountain, which shares its original native name, and Winkchimna Peak, which shares its original native name. Let's see. The Moraine Lake in the foreground has several varieties of trout and whitefish, and they all call Moraine Lake home. The lake is deceptively large. It's only 124 surface acres, and it has a maximum depth of approximately 46 feet. And this lake is a high-altitude lake. It is found at 6,181 feet. It is definitely a scene that I would hope to see in person someday. Let's go ahead and turn this note over and appreciate the equally beautiful obverse of this Canadian $20 bill. All right, you see up at the top of the note the English and French text, and to the left you can see the national arms of Canada, and to the right you can see Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. What you don't see and you don't hear talked about hardly anymore is the fact that one of the security features of this family of notes is the inclusion of little colorful planchettes used as a security device. These are little circles of paper or plastic, maybe, that were embedded in the paper, and you can see them, and sometimes they're kind of funny because they might, give the queen a pimple on her forehead or something like that, but they're a very interesting and old-fashioned security device that you hardly see anymore. In this portrait of the queen, I want you to notice that she is depicted in evening wear. The queen, I thought, was just a beautiful young lady, and she certainly shows it in this particular portrait. She is wearing a pair of diamond earrings, and she's also wearing a diamond necklace. The diamond necklace was a gift to the Princess Elizabeth from the people of South Africa. She was given this necklace in April of 1947, and she had it altered from 21 large stones to the 15 stones you see in this portrait, and she turned the other stones into a bracelet, which you don't see because you can't see the Queen's hands. Her earrings are Queen Mary's cluster earrings. This portrait was based on a photograph taken in 1962 by Anthony Buckley. This portrait has only been used on certain notes of Canada and of the Solomon Islands, although the portrait was engraved by two different banknote firms. So when you look at the version on the Solomon Islands, she looks quite a bit more stark and maybe not as approachable as she does on this Canadian note. This note will always be one of my favorite notes. I collected it before I ever even knew that there was such a thing as a banknote hobby. But collectors of the Queen, earrings, necklaces, evening wear, lakes, forests, beautiful mountain scenery will want this note for their collection. Please click on the purple circle to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Numismatic Notes with Benjamin. Like, watch the whole video, and share with fellow collectors that you think would be interested in this video and my other 40 plus videos that I have made so far. I am Benjamin. Have a jewel of a day.